How's it going, everyone, and welcome to Our Ranch. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you've probably noticed we have less than ideal targets out here when we're doing gun and gear reviews or plinking videos for you guys. So I've actually been on the market for quite some time looking into different steel targets that are out there, and upon my research I stumbled across this company, AR500 Target Solutions, and from what I found, they definitely blow the competition out of the water in terms of both quality and pricing, and they were kind enough to send some our way to share with you guys today. So we're going to go ahead and test the targets that they sent our way with a variety of different firearms, Our Ranch style, starting from small to big, and make sure they hold up great for you guys. Stay tuned. Alright, so first things first, a little bit about the targets. They've sent us two of the 1/2 inch thick and a 12 inch by 20 inch dimension silhouette targets, and they've also sent us one 3/8 inch thick 7 by 12 inch IDPA style silhouette target. Now their 1/2 inch targets are rated for rifle velocities 3,000 feet per second at 100 yards, and their 3/8 inch targets are rated for 3,000 feet per second at 125 yards. For handguns, they recommend being at least 12 yards away. And what's really cool about these targets is that the mounts hold the targets at 20 degrees so that you don't have to worry as much about shrapnel and ricochets coming back at you. It'll deflect it towards the ground in a safe direction. And what I really like about this company is that they also offer a T-post mount. So if you're like me, you don't necessarily have the money or you don't want to deal with investing in a huge, large mount with the stands that you see a lot of steel targets on, I found this extremely simple and effective. You just get one of these nice $3 T-posts, you throw their mount on top, and you use the hardware to just hang your target, again, at that nice 20-degree angle. I thought that was a perfect setup for me, and maybe it will be for you as well. And where this is really cool, if you're shooting on your own land, all you gotta do is take your targets down if you really want to store them indoors, and it's good to go. You can take this mount, leave your T-post, or just leave your mount. So it's extremely convenient and flexible for the way you want to use it. Another cool feature that I really like about these targets is you can either mount it in the center for this T-post style mount or their other stand kits, or it already has holes cut if you want to hang it gong style. So if you're already set up for gongs or you're already set up for center mounted stands, they allow the flexibility to be mounted either way. So another thumbs up on that. Alright, first things first, we're going to start with 9mm, and it is out of a 5-inch barrel to make sure we get optimal velocity to see how these targets hold up. Go ahead and take a look. So other than paint, there isn't even the beginning of a dent in these. Obviously that was expected. This is the 1/2 inch steel against 9mm. Let's go ahead and shoot at the 3/8. 3/8 inch target. And again, not even the slightest dent, no deformation in the back. All right, now we're going to see how the 45 does against the 3/8 inch. And good to go, holding up just good. Zero deformation whatsoever. And I know the company recommends 100 yards, but let's be honest guys, not a lot of people like to read, let alone follow the rules. So we're going to go ahead and test the limits of this target and bring it into about 45 to 50 yards. Again, this is not recommended by the company whatsoever. Please be safe when shooting, but I want to show you how well these targets are made. Go down range and take a look. All right, so obviously we're gonna knock off a decent amount of paint, and these may look like chips, but they're really not. There's just the very slightest dimple, and that is always to be expected, guys, because you are shooting metal with metal, but I could definitely foresee these holding up for years and years. All right, so now I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. We're shooting at that smaller silhouette, but it's 3/8 inch thick, so we're gonna see how that holds up. All right, so we knocked it off the stand. That's actually my fault. What you want to do is you want to tighten these down enough to where it's going to stay on the rack, but you want it to have a little bit of play, and that's to help with energy absorption and the longevity of your target. So you got to find that sweet spot. Obviously I have not yet, so we did knock it off the stand with movement, but this thing is still holding up really, really nicely, and not even the faintest sign of any deformation through the back. But let's go ahead and step it up a notch and bring the AK out and shoot at this target. So again, we were closer than what they recommended. The AK-47 honestly can't even really be differentiated between the 223. It's holding up just the same, and interestingly enough, if you'll take a look right here, we actually nicked the very edge with the AK, and it just took just a very, very minimal amount of material. So that would honestly be a worst case scenario shot when shooting at targets like this, and as you can see, they're holding up exceptionally well. So the next step is that we are going to step it up a notch again to the 308, shooting full metal jacket ammunition at these, and again we're going to be a little bit within that 100-yard recommendation. And the 308 Energy knocked it off the stand. Not surprising, it is a small target, but let's go ahead and see how it held up. So once again, held up just fine, just a little bit of paint off. And honestly, you can't really differentiate between the 223 and 308, which is really impressive. Both full metal jackets, and that 308 was shot at approximately 70 yards. And when looking at the 3/8 inch thick steel target, a little bit more paint off, but no deformation, and just the slightest little nick taken off. So extremely impressive. These targets are awesome, and I highly recommend them. So shout out again to AR500 Target Solutions for sending these our way to share with you guys today. Alright guys, thank you so much for stopping by the 4MR Ranch YouTube channel. And if you want to show AR500 Target Solutions some love, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below to their website so you can pick up some of these targets for yourself. As you saw, they held up extremely well, even when exceeding the recommended conditions for these targets, and their prices just can't be beat compared to the other steel targets that are on the market. So, as always, thanks for stopping by and have a good one.